Just look for the blue Dodge Durango with the Guam sticker, she said. It's June 19th, 2012. The following day marks the 3-year anniversary of our meeting Jalen, our eldest son, at a playground in Tacoma. Today, though, Adam and I are driving to Ellensburg from Seattle to meet Noah, and I'm freaking out. We had barely talked with his aunt, other than to make arrangements to pick him up, and to hear how caring for him and her own 4 kids was just no longer possible. How she was sorry. How there was no one else. How it had to be now, she couldn't wait any longer, and her husband's family was away. How much pressure she felt from them to raise Noah, and how she just couldn't do it anymore. She'd meet us halfway, maybe Ellensburg? There's a McDonald's there, she said. We'll meet in the parking lot. And so we asked Aunt Jen to watch Jalen, hopped in the truck, and headed east. We'd only seen one picture of Noah, which his aunt texted us a few days before. We didn't know much. He was 18 months old, he was Chamorro, he needed a home. He'd been through 3 sets of relatives, and the state couldn't find anyone out east to care for him, so they expanded their search to Western Washington and found us. They connected us to his aunt, who was anxious for him to go, so we drove east on I-90, arriving early to a town where we had never been. There would be no social workers, no court-appointed special advocates, just Noah, his aunt, a friend of hers, and us. We were nervous, and eager, and anxious, and the weather was hot. We weren't naive like we were with our first child, or broken like we became with our second. Not this time. This time we were awake, painfully awake. Fully conscious and fully aware of everything we didn't know. Like when you ride a roller coaster for the first time that you've never been on, but you already know a lot about what to expect. So you sit up tall, waiting for the next big drop, or the next loop or turn that throws you hard against your seat, or bumps you up against the person next to you. And you realize it's pointless to anticipate, and bracing during the whole ride just gives you cramps in your arms. So you let go, and trust your body, and hope that your instincts will get you through. Let go, I was telling myself. It'll be okay. You've done this before. You know what to do. I sit up tall in the passenger seat of our black truck, grab at the handle on the dashboard, but not too hard, and try to relax. We see a Starbucks, something familiar. Drive-through? No, we have time to go in. Brown wooden chairs greet us, green straws. The smell of espresso grounds me, resituates me back in my body. I order an iced Americano and feel the cool bitter taste against the back of my teeth. Adam orders a green tea because we were in shape back then and green tea was on the diet. He's wearing a gray polo and I'm in green plaid. What do you wear to meet your child for the first time? With Jalen, it was a red tractor shirt because we were told he liked farms. With Jade, it was baby blue and orange. For Noah, I wanted to look approachable. For his aunt, I wanted to look parental. The coffee is helping me calm down. Adam is giddy. We post on Facebook, 1 quick coffee before we get Noah, 15 minutes down and counting, and the likes begin to appear. We get back in the truck and head to McDonald's. We know we won't be able to turn back once that Durango arrives, and the responsibility of parenthood that awaits us makes it feel like our truck is moving even faster, but at the same time, the road feels sticky, like hot asphalt before it cures. You want to go faster so you won't get stuck, but moving fast doesn't keep you from sinking in deep. And even after you get through it, remnants stick to you to remind you of where you've been. Adam and I were at one of our lowest points just before getting the call about Noah. Our eldest son, Jalen's sister, Jade, had been living with us from birth to 9 months, at which point the state introduced her to her birth dad. 9 months later, on Christmas Eve, they moved her in with him and his girlfriend, and separated her and Jalen, who we had adopted. Brothers and sisters have a right to grow up together, and parents have a right to raise their kids. When those two things don't align, it gets difficult. The next 18 months of our lives were spent building strong relationships with her dad's family, and keeping her and her brother connected with weekend visits. The first 6 months went okay. Her dad's girlfriend took great care of her, And though there was a lot of adjusting, we all seemed to be doing all right. Jade's birth father gained full parental rights, and the state closed the case. And then things fell apart. Jade's dad fell into a very dark place. His girlfriend left. For the next year, I wasn't sure who or what would be waiting for me when I would drive down and pick Jade up on Saturday mornings. She became distant, withdrawn. She stopped growing. Her dad became increasingly irritated, and his mom, Jade's grandmother, increasingly confrontational. Jade and her dad moved several times, lived out of his truck for a bit, stayed with friends. We offered for him to let her stay with us until he could get his life back on track, but he wasn't ready for that. We brought him mattresses for them to sleep on. Jalen could see the changes in his sister, but wasn't old enough to understand why she left, or why we weren't bringing her home. And the state, who had delivered her to her birth father, was not interested in checking in and seeing how she was doing since the case was closed. So we kept her room ready for her to sleep in every weekend, and promised to have a warm meal and a hot bath for her every Saturday. We offered Jalen assurances we would do everything we could to keep her safe and to keep him safe. We told him no one was going to come and get him, as they had 5 times before he arrived in our home. And I would lay with him until he went to sleep, because that was the only way he felt safe. But after he went to sleep, Adam and I would cry and argue as we slowly fell apart. And over time, all of our love was spent on Jalen and Jade, and there was none left for each other. We pulled into a spot in the front of the McDonald's parking lot to wait. Adam is playing Mariah Carey for me because that calms me down. I recognize I'm still holding onto the handle on the dash, even though we're stopped. It's hot in the car as I scan for the blue Durango. I'm thinking about Jade, who was 18 months old when she left. Noah's 18 months old now. Jade had just turned 3. Jalen helped me and Adam make her a green cake for her birthday the past weekend. I'm wearing a green plaid shirt, approachable. I see the Durango pull in, the Guam sticker is glittering in the back window. I take a deep breath, let go of the handle, and go to meet Noah.